gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Al-Farghani series here on the Lord Master channel where, yes, we still hold the Maghreb and Egypt and all that. But we had fought two different rebellions. One, a liberty war over in the Maghreb, and the other was for a claimant that was for the Maghreb, but it was mainly in the Nile Valley region of Egypt, is where we had fought against them, against two opposing forces, and we dealt with them. Yes. So yes, I hold Tifalat still, and also Cairo, which is a newly acquired duchy I revoked from, which I should have just revoked, Scandaria, but maybe I should. It may cause tyranny just to take them all, but it will cause quite a bit of tyranny, and I don't like that. But does it look like I give a care anymore? Perhaps. I'll have them dealt with a little bit. But right now we are intervening in a Sal Ibadi uprising, which is something that we're assisting the Saharan forces on, but they're kind of far separated, so hey, it's more of the adventure. Instead of taking that boat trip, let's take our sweet time, because, you know, going out by boat can be expensive. We'll assemble out in Sirte and then we'll figure out from there. So off you pop, because we need to make a little money as we will get Alexandria back under control. And there are some others that did rebel against me that live around here. You, Farukzad. You are the problem. So give me Tripolitania. Although as much as I would like to revoke the rest, such as the Extrania Fes, but however, they cannot. But I would still love to take back Fes because it's home of that university there, which would help us out a lot. We'll have them dealt with in future. Yes, pledge your loyalty to me. Serve us well. Hehe. I was just typing something. Popular opinion. Now that we thought about that, we should convert that faith of Alexandria to ours. I would love to promote the culture over there to make this area West Sogdian, but our relations with the Egyptian culture is good enough for you to form a hybrid culture, but our culture is less than 50 years old, but we diverge our culture, so it's not going to be until 1023 is when I will finally, and this was one of the original major goals I had in mind for that series, is that was to form a Egypto-Sogdian culture, where we'll retain most of the Sogdian characteristics while adopting only one thing from the Egyptians, and that is the children of the Nile, which gives you those decisions that relates to the Nile River, since we plan on living there for a good long while. So yeah. You are charismatic negotiator. Let's see now. Oh, there you are, because I heard it. Quiet phone. Anyways. A spectacular courtier. Claiming to be an exile from our land, Prince Puranjaya, that's a very foreign name, appeared at the court in a vast array of exotic animals and already performed for the incredible works of charity throughout the streets of Sijamasa. The magnanimously wealthy foreigner declares his intent to marry my daughter Gulshan. As much as the court is abuzz with enthusiasm for this exotic prince, not everyone is convinced. My cousin Nazgul claims to have never heard of the distant land the foreigner claims to be from and cannot find it on any maps. She, along with several like-minded followers, has denounced Prince Puranjaya as a charlatan and insists that we punish her for attempting to deceive her to marrying a lowborn. He's an Arya, so he's definitely from India then. Eastern India. Or Hindustan, that we Sogdians would probably call it, because Persian word for India is Hindustan. I like money, but I will say, don't be a killjoy, Nazgul. They shall marry in the morning. Ah, yes, give this land away of Zuwara. I'd rather give it to the local, because this isn't valuable territory for me. Hang on. Dog it. Ah, the problem of using two computers. One, my personal one, and next to it, my laptop. That's just a little behind the scenes thing. I use two computers at the same time. 90% of the time, the laptop, but if I'm chatting with somebody, I use the other one, so concentration tends to vary. If we can make a little more money, double it, and then I'll be willing to spend a network of Trans-Saharan merchants. Because a +1 stewardship may help us get out of this domain limit deal. Alright. Advance to there. We'll be right behind you. Take that area. Well supplied. Again, we're doing our part to assist. Your uncle, Wispaza Faroukzad, recently found himself a bit of trouble. Yeah. Our major situation also made and mentioned it as a benefit. Get a weak hook on him. Aha, yes, excellent work. Pay up. But he's in prison. Oh, god dang it, man. God dang it, man. Much as I'd like to do that to some people. Because, you know, we need money. Oh gosh. Let me see. This is my son and heir, Gurak. And then Zanadok, and then your son and Gurak. Look, he's gonna be Gurak the Third. and subsequently Gurak II of Egypt. And this one could potentially be the fourth. Are we doing what we did, just like what the Ptolemies did back in the day? They name all their sons Ptolemy, and now we're naming all of us Gurak. So that means my grandson here could be Gurak the fourth and the third in Egypt. Why not? The Gurakid dynasty, one would think, if there was a cadet branch. Alright. Taking control of this area. Keep in mind, they are trying to get to this area, but the issue with that is that they're all so separated that I can't tell who's what. Because the leader of the populist uprising, the real target, is down there. And we are too far from it to make any difference. But there's another one, which we can go down and have it dealt with. So we'll follow you. Slowly but surely, we'll have more to control the area. Thanks to monastic schools, military presence, increased control in county. Come on, put it down. And once we're down here, then we can move on to friendly territory. Then we'll skirt across the desert and to hunt and kill the rebels. During the daily management realm, I've learned of several different opportunities I could pursue. Each opportunity has great potential, but realistically I can only pursue one of them. I must determine what would ultimately give me the most value. Securing those trade deals will fill my treasury. Of course, the trade deals. By trade deal we mean network with the Trans-Saharan merchants. Time to network. Not enough to get us out of this, but it's a start. Opportunities transitioning to hostility. Beware. It looks like they're getting together. My goodness, it feels like we're fighting an insurgency down there. That's what this is. It's a body uprising. It's just those that assist them along the way. And it's only in the name to spread the Marabout faith. A disillusioned faction? You want to destroy Egypt or the Maghreb? Yeah, that's his idea. That's the last thing anybody would want. Is the destruction of the realm. We got the dagger. That reminds me. Oh, this armor's about to be broke. Get that fixed. Just in time. Also, I want that as well. Okay, so our next move. So they're heading down this way all together, which is not ideal. There's the body rebel. leader Zala. Zala is the name who you're after. He's a stupid one, but what he isn't stupid at, he only understands military matters. So we'll be heading down this way. We gotta cut him off. We'll be arriving there soon. Keep in mind, for alliances is the reason why you're all married. Let's engage him. Okay, so I guess the stupid one just says it was no longer valid to continue because he fled all the way over there. Located in Bornu, which is part of Sahara. Now we are truly at peace here. Yes. Right then. We have Alexandria. And all that. So now we can begin some real administrative work. Very competent. I prefer someone better. Now with that, our land is stronger than ever. Your land, your country, for the most part, yes. I'm the owner of the pyramids, which adds more renown for me. Trucks out the second. Don't even think about it. Those who would support any of you would be the last mistakes you'll ever make. Because some of you do have claims, but we won't allow that, especially with our renewed strength. Regarding offensive wars, I'm looking it up. No, the offensive wars are gone. Because we fought in mainly rebellions and all that. But I still want fast back for myself. For strategic reasons. Not to mention home of that holy site over there. The one that we worked so hard to build. In the name of hereditary rule. I'm still feeling fine despite the circumstances. But I should switch the focus to domain now. This is just to add this. So that way we'll get even more benefits of increased wealth. Especially with that Silk Road trading post once it's unblocked in a couple of years' time. As well as among other things. And now you gotta wait 13 years and we'll finally form that hybrid culture that I've always wanted. But at least you can visit the Fountain of the Sun in Siwa again, since you're in that vicinity. And Great Akbar died of old age. You'll do. $50 gold. You got it, my friend. Maybe we can finally exorcise that ghost that's been following me. Need to seek out the Imam. I met with the Imam was recommended to me. You're an excellent exorcist. Of course, in exchange for such services, I must pay the exorcist a certain fee. One can only hope this ends well, though the exorcist tells me you would have to be patient before we see the results. Given a generous fee. Success! I was nervous about it all, but it seems the exorcist did a proper job. Whatever the exorcist did, it worked. Seems things to be going better in my life now, as if the ghost was never really there to cause any sort of ruckus. Assuming there was a ghost in the first place. Surely the ghost will never return. I hope. I got an awful lot of daughters lately, huh? More daughters than sons. My only second son is the one that's going to inherit Egypt one day. But hey, it's better than nothing for the future. Which, to be quite honest, gee, I don't know. I was thinking of something else entirely, completely. If you ever wanted to found an empire, I mean, the realm size is 52, despite taking the entirety of Egypt and parts of Libya. But the realm size is nowhere near being 80. So that makes forging an empire seemingly unlikely. Like, what are we gonna do? Just go retake the rest of the digital parts of all this? The Aghlabids, oh boy. They have expanded much. But we're no longer allies now. Are we? Oh yeah, we are. Just... I think we're done here. So I wonder how we're neighbors of the Abbasids, which has similar strength. But they are glorious. And we do not have contact with Trans-Saharan, where the East Sogdian people live, as compared to West Sogdian. Just for seeing those raiders pop up there, that reminds me, we should raid sometime. Yes. Vassal tax contribution, and then after that go for cutting cornerstones. So that way we could start making some... start building buildings, I should say. Who you're allied with. Neighbor within the realm. Because I thought about, well, we should be start a war to retake this. Come on, keep paying. Architect. Excellent. Look at you. Gardener, architect, administrative courtier. You're the best. You're the best. Oh, that reminds me. Hey. It seems you just feel like you want to get entirely of all of Italy, as if you want to form the kingdom of God or something. Here's some Silk Road entertainers for you. Just for a little bit of renown. Now, seize the Dijor County of there. It costs less prestige to do so than a normal conquest. So, move on. Take the objective. You know, for future reference, after this war, I'm going to invite some Faris, because we need more of those. There's dogpile in this area. My spies informed me about a hunter causing a ruckus at the local tavern. The man has spent large amounts of gold and bragging loudly about a great deal he struck with a fancy lady of pearls itself. Apparently, he drew a map of the local desert for an unknown noble woman. My spies think the lady must be scheming against me and one of my subjects. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. You might be an ex-head, but also chattering knave. An unprovoked anger expressed by my Adamba comes as a complete surprise. She's been under a lot of stress lately. But to behave like this, that she even struggles. It's rather common. So take the objective, defeat the main army there, you win the war. Simple. Just a little quick offensive war. That's what's needed. No, no, no. Someone who knows this stuff for a living. I gotta feudalize this tribe at some point if you want to get a little more income. Just keep forgetting. In fact, once I take this, I think I should give that away. Forget about spending your money. Just give Zeus away to some local. The black-winged stilts. I was passing by a part of my realm where there were a couple of small ponds when I noticed a few birds of a curious appearance by the water. They had pied plumage, and most notably stick-like pink legs. A couple of them moved around in circles in some sort of dance, which looked a little comical to me given how their legs look. One of my guards who has an interest in birds told me that the creature was a black-winged stilt. Tell me more about birds, my friend. A black-winged stilt is a bird found across the Old World, as often found in marsh areas, and one of the most distinctive features is its long, thin legs. Move up. Engage. You're not going anywhere. Fine. Be that way. I'm gonna get you regardless. Stay right there. And after that, we'll be marching to your doorstep. one of the heirs. Got you cornered. While on a leisurely stroll, the cry of ticket of merchant stands up and regular hustle bustle the street. Greetings, my lord. I have an exquisite amount of wares, if my lord is coin. As I peer at the myriad of goods in the stall, I can hear those of Madame murmur. The etching son, that piece must be real. Quite valuable too, glanced him with a triumphant smile. I believe this piece will be the more lucrative choice. It wasn't a great deal. Insulting display. Once I passed the next two stalls, Fizamata looks at me display. That was an interesting display for certain. I'm not quite sure what our aim was, my lord, but I'm sure the merchant god would want it. Start trying to mark it end of our conversation. It was merely a test. I got what I wanted. We can't take that right now. They're gonna take this back. Do not forget, you have to control Subu as well. We just wanted to engage their army. Because if you want to take full control of the objective, you gotta take Subu as well. Which our forefathers built this. Control's going down. Now we're engaging them all. That'll teach you. Now get Subu. What is he doing? You that desperate? Five, four, three, two, one. Advantage us. And you're gonna take the punishment for this, because we hold the mountains now. This is for the prestige. What you get. Now, if you dare rebel against me, what I suggest seems like a stupid idea because I've been wanting Fest back. I mean, it's still tyranny. It's still not right, but do you want to do that? Well, hell yes. Because some would think I'm a maniac. Appears to be a piece of dried meat. The age and origin are unclear. It's a morsel of St. David. That's what was found around here. But I want possession of this. Nobody else. Thank you very much. I will never do that again. Promise. Unfortunately, it's over the domain limit, but I will give this away, because I am not spending 500 gold for the feudal license area. Let somebody else handle it. We'll renable next month so we get the renown and the monthly lifestyle experience. And thanks to my level of fame, intrigue, and learning up. It is over. For the past 2 years, my life's been plagued with all sorts of little misfortunes, which some claim to be caused by a ghost haunting me, a ghost which I refuse to exorcise for whatever reason. Yet recently, these little misfortunes have not been happening as often, but perhaps I'm just used to it, or perhaps supposed ghosts no longer bother me. Perhaps I never needed exorcise spirit in the first place. Feels odd, though. It was 60 months, and thanks to holding it, now it took you 12 months. Look again. Holder of this holding, it goes to it instead of me. But hey, at least we get to hold that again. Look at the income we're making now. We are back in business. Invite the Far East because I believe it's long overdue. Clearly we need someone better. Give them a chance. Invite the Marabout. Let's see. Kashan shall join my court. You'll be the new one. Just make it slightly faster. Would it be great if you just have one son to inherit all, instead of this one? The problem is, with polygamy, you still get to have lots and lots of children. So perhaps I should switch to medicine focus soon, which of course would bring the domain limit penalty again. But I just only wanted a few things to do before I switch to medicine, in that medicine focus, should go for restraint and take celibacy. Stop having a lot of children. The child is not meant to be. It shows me it's a way of life. And the thing is, but she's no longer pregnant. Are you gonna leave anytime soon? Because I am not spending my money on that. My money is gonna be spent elsewhere. Oh, my dear Moro, I might have not loved you, yet I feel your passion more quickly than I ever thought possible. You're always there, my constant companion. Did I take you for granted? There are so many things I left unsaid. I hope you find peace. See, no one is gonna bother me. Bring me rich gifts, you say. You may do so. Any form of tribute is good. And do not forget, since you have the holy site again, it'll take 4 years now that you have better progress. So So I want this before I will pass, and that is to enact partition. So it'll be divided equally, instead of something that would be rather uneven. And in the near future we'll also get manorialism, which there'll be plenty of economic buildings to get. 1 second. Outstanding stewardship as compared to this man. You drive a hard bargain. But there is a powerful vassal. Perhaps one day you'll be architect. Stories abound how ghosts frequently pass through a village in fasts. They do not do anything to anyone per se, but they do appear every night now and then to eerily but peacefully march through the summit as if they were a caravan or a military procession of some sort. Interestingly, these incidents have been confirmed by the more reputable members of the community. Locals are unsure how to react, and different people have different perspectives on the matter. Some are terrified, believe descendant imams to exorcise these restless spirits. Others see this through different perspective, believe that the ghosts are benevolent, and that this is a blessing and an opportunity to honor and pray for the dead. Yet, others say that these are all some hallucinations of deranged individuals. Heard a bit of an eerie story just for 1 year. I will have to investigate a ghost town in this part of the world. I wonder how I never really invested in any of these areas at all. So that explains it. I do own a mosque. I ought to give that away if there's another county I want to control. Particularly Siwa, because it's still inactive. Now cutting cornerstones, so we could start building buildings a little more cheaper. But it cannot change until next year. Very well then. Two years for Fayoum. But over there in another much developed part, this... Oh my goodness, what on earth? Village center. Clearly you've been given too much autonomy. Gained a favor hook on her. Yeah, I remember you. Okay, never mind then. Fayoum it is. There's more value over there. There's value in this area. Yes, I could see it now. Berry groves everywhere. Well, meanwhile, back in Sigil Masa, we should also improve it here as well. There's some trading posts here. So that you gain all that income in a hurry. Please wait next month, and we'll bring you in. Bridge collapsed at Fayoum. A bridge at Fayoum's recently collapsed. It was a major thoroughfare connecting various villages in the region, so we must fix it as soon as possible. Send in emergency resources immediately. Or do we have to... Oh gosh. You know what, do whatever necessary to fix this. You won't have too much issues. We'll get you in soon. Please be patient. Corrupt tax collector. I've noticed various inconsistencies and omissions in tax records for Fayoum. It's clear these errors cannot be simple mistakes. Someone has been embezzling funds. Unfortunately, the trail of this mysterious culprit is erratic enough that it is difficult for me to determine which exactly tax collector is responsible. Assume direct control over taxation of Fayoum. Now it'll take less time. Saucy rings, my faris, extra gurak, that's me, and my alaman. Lately I can't help but notice that gargles of giggling maidens, and usually austere warriors gathering in the dark alcoves to listen, enraptured to a book. Today I finally courted a guy with a book in his hands. Quickly scanning through the text I find pirates, scantily clothed maidens, luxury-driven kings, vivacious and devious queens, and even an enriched street rat who marries a princess through the help of a djinn. I know what they're talking about. I'm silent upon the probable reaction of Alama Kushan, and Nadai stares at me with apprehension. Culture comes in any form. Let them read. Learning lifestyle experience. I did say I plan on switching to medicine focus in the near future. You know, our income is so great. Before we change something, let's bring in the petitioners. Rightful lands. Markedly disgruntled Frokzad horizontal. Cousin, my legal rights over the OFS are well tested. Those tracks have been long considered an integral part of OFS. Will relinquish what does not belong to you in support of my claim? My claim is truer. No need for that. You can stay, man. Convenient offer. My faris Activaji stands for me. Ovo expresses. My lord, I couldn't help but notice in recent times the realm's finances have not been the healthiest. Of course, you might have been administrating them egregiously, or perhaps you might find some use for some extra gold. I'm willing to buy a minor settlement off your hands in exchange for a generous sum of gold. Would it be acceptable? A barony? Where is that? Virgin land. Would that be a city? Yes, you can have it. Pay me all that money. Oh, now we get a sect castle. No city. That's good to know. Another obstacle on the path to Alexandria. That makes the case stronger, too. Maybe we should move the capital back to Alexandria instead of living in Sijomasa. As much as I wanted to invest more of that, but I believe Egypt is the best place to be at this point. We're not done here. Laughs requested. In a brief moment of silence, I see Abjuban Nazar laughing before he realizes his turn to. My liege, he says, giving him first time to find his thoughts continue. Smiles and laughter are a great indicator of the lively court. Thus, I would suggest it would make a great gesture to entertainers who come to visit. My liege, if I may. Katyak Deja Jermut speaks of sidelines. A gesture will ruin sophisticated and is going to place his primary cruel and infantile humor. I should employ this gesture of yours. Yeah, for once, don't you see how stressed I am? That court grandeur that we mentioned, better increase that. Increase the level. Just to make dang sure. And plus, courtiers who live in this world for 5 years get a more powerful special trait based on the court type. That'd be very good. So we'll have stylish fashion, lavish food, spacious lodgings, and some servants. If our income increases much further, then I will put it at the max. Ah, crud. You're one of the rebels. Rather have you be dead. Oh, not you. If I had my druthers, I would rather have you banished. So that way the heir will be him. Plus, it's better for you to stay in there. Next thing is this, but for African scholars, just to complete the Trans-Saharan thing, however, it's kind of a little underwhelming, don't you think? It's just learning per level devotion, which is fine if you're learning languages and such, if you are a more pious ruler. But the development growth of the realm capital is very good. So I might consider that, since this has been a Trans-Saharan intensive series. This is fine just as well. But thanks to our culture being xenophilic, you already got the culture acceptance that you need. Focus on a traditional life and ritual of my family. So I would rather wait to get one more perk. Just one more perk, which will be for... Probably just that. Any tax contributions will do good. Oh, I forgot about this. Commission an epic, yes. Genge Anaitva, the accomplished storyteller, which would definitely put us in debt. But it'll be worth it because your income is excellent. Do not fret. What do you want? You know what? Go for more renown. look at you, valuable administrative courtier. Monthly stewardship lifestyle experience plus 15. So that'll definitely help you in the long run. Good court jester, good story. You look tired, my lord, Jester Chaka says. I know the kill just for that. It's called East of Indus. What do you say? Should I start reading? I guess you sit down. It's a music text. I really need this break. I prefer you read from the Ballad of Al-Farghani. My cousin, Amir has been reading my family epic as it's slowly coming together. A lot of it's not very plausible, such as the part with the hewing of the mountain. It tells you. On the other hand, who is to say what the past was like? If you're already doing embellishments, why not take as far as we can? Your renown gain is just fine, but, you know, more learning lifestyle experience since you're soon going to be on your way to Mrs. Focus. So, no, it should be as true to life as possible. Let's get a head start. No chance of rebellion. Because we're stronger than ever. Riders retreat. He's been caught trying to sneak off his duties. Thankfully, a guard recognizes he's passed through the gates. It's exhausting work. He defends himself day and night, my benevolent. I'm desperate for a few days of rest. Chain him to the workers' table, to his work table. I could care less if it's an exceptional epic or not. I just want you to write it. How many Guraks are going to be in the world? Thank you. Now, try to work on this. Get it back up to prominence. I don't care if it takes 10 years. Words reach me that a Murshid, renowned for his illumination, still staying in town of Al-Buruj with my family epic progressing. So might be an ideal time to think about what the page should look like once it's all said and done. You can do it yourself. X illuminations. Good. That's what I wanted to hear. It's because it's Sogdian, that's why. That's why we're having a hard time trying to control it. Alright, household savings. And bring in the tribute. Yet another epic. Which isn't gonna be put in a court. At least not anytime soon. God-loving fool. But you know what? I do need the money, and plus he's gonna die anyway. You know what? Come here. Of course. Alright, fine. You go free. Taking the money off of you. But your health is still poor regardless. Knowing what you're gonna do to yourself. had a beneficial deal here. Excellent. Keep going. Every little bit helps. At least you'll have good stewardship along the way. That's what they're working on? Oh yes, I figured it's about time to investigate a ghost town. There's an area in my domain where stories of ghosts abound. It's said that some of these settlements area are home to the so-called ghost towns, where the locals claim to witness seeing spirits moving about. Been feeling a little brave lately. I want to get to the bottom of this. Are there really such ghosts out there? I will travel to one of the so-called ghost towns and hopefully encounter some ghosts. Let's do it. Oh, catch a glimpse of them, I'm sure. For a long while now, there have been stories circulating about these supposed ghosts appearing in massive numbers in some settlements and fazas. I was curious and wanted to see if I could catch a glimpse of such supernatural phenomena. So on a whim, I decided to go there myself, a town to where such things are apparently common. Once I arrived, I and several guards decided to stay up all night, watching the outside window for any sign of spirits. Come on, reveal yourselves. Nothing. We sat there by the window for a very long time, deep into the wee hours of the night. Still nothing interesting happened, and I was asleep by the time the sun was rising. The whole trip, it appears, has been complete waste. Perhaps those stories of ghosts were just that. Stories. At least I had a little vacation, right? Go for this. Any vast tax contribution will do much. And I will go for medicine focus because I like to live a little longer. Just a little bit longer. But at least you'll get a head start of this. In a year's time, you'll start with this. And then take celibacy. Embrace celibacy. Because I don't want any more sons. Because I want my son and heir to inherit both the Maghreb and Egypt. He will be the ex-Shid of Egypt and the Maghreb. Of course, that means I would lose out on that funnel. See? Bleeding out. I'm inspecting the barracks infirmary when a severely injured soldier's body. He's losing too much blood. Where's the physician? Roxana's nowhere to be found. A chill runs down my spine. I might be this man's only hope. And I stepped out of thin air. My friend, the night bar, is at my side. Rolls up sleeves and looks at me. Step back. This is my patient. My patient screams and thrashes, even though 3 grown men weigh him down at every step of the ways of battle. But my knowledge does not fail me. My hands remain steady. Not sure how I managed, but in the end, it seems like the soldier will live. His comrades pat him back, and the calm is lost to relief. Thank you, my lord. We would have lost 2 guards. Watch. I saved a life today. Now instead, it's going to take 3 months. Good one. Once I take the embrace celibacy, take a vow of celibacy, I gotta disinherit my son. My second son. So Gurak, the third, and the second. The third to Maghreb and the second in Egypt. And now in 3 years' time, get restraint. So, see you in 3 years. We've got additional taxes, which I'll have that spent now. Call a hunt. Which every little bit helps to give it a stress. The buildings are being constructed. The shot. The spear lies perfectly balanced in my hand, as I judge a distant line. My Marshal Sama was crouching next to me, hefting his own spear. I will bring it down. We returned home invigorated. Ah, yes, fund the construction of a Khanat. That's another way to get prestige. But keep in mind, this is going to go to Sijomasa. It'll be a Grand Khanat. And this adds up the domain limit because of Grand Khanat recently constructed and the fact that I funded that construction. The further I delve into the studies, the more apparent the link between mind and body becomes. Too much work can make you sick, and the mind is no stronger than its vessel. My wise friend journals about his worries, and swears it eases his mind. I've also read about the benefits of vigorous movement to soothe frayed nerves. I'll go for a run. The exercise calms me. As I'm athletic, that's a small health boost. Excellent. That increases my life expectancy. Yeah, it decreased. Oh, we're about to get it. In 2 months. And then in 3 years after that, we're gonna keep increasing the economic buildings. But that's for West Sogdian culture, mind you. Letter-bound secrets. My contact sent me a tome written in some strange code. Its letter cover is decorated with my master's symbol. I've only been able to decipher the first few pages so far, but they're so deeply fascinating. I will unlock its secrets, no matter how long it takes. Now, embrace celibacy. Quick! And pray that this last child that you'll have is a daughter. Well, since you're not going to have fertility anytime soon, might as well equip that. It's for prestige and a little bit of learning lifestyle experience. Oh, feeling lucky. Lucky to be around for at least to my 60s, I predict. Well, of course, he's going to have to wait. Just be glad you got a good child. I think you should look up to your father. Yeah. You should let your father raise you, grandson. Hereditary rule. To have partition, there is one that opposes, but I got something for you. Oh, wait a minute. You're not an adult yet. Because I would love to give you Sacred Entertainers, but we can wait. We'll wait for you to grow up. We'll talk next year. Always patient for you. Should go for coinage next. Royal prerogative should be for later. I'm not too concerned about military. We'll get minerals in 3 years, but next focus should be coinage. And this is for in the future to establish the mints of Sijamasa. Thank you very much. And now, how about... Okay, Fayum it is. Take it right. What you get? One of these days, let's see what will be ours again. Oh, it's a daughter. Good. So I only have 2 sons. Which, when the time is right, I will disinherit. But the stewardship, however, can be very useful to hold many lands. He's brave and sadistic, though. I suddenly remembered an embarrassing memory from the past. When I think what I did, my hard times, I cannot help but shudder at my foolish actions or thoughts. Why did I even do that back then? And more importantly, why does my brain remind me about such things? Why is it evading my thoughts? All babies cry, but little chance to know any of these tears. Desperately want the midwife to ease my worries, but a furrowed brow makes everything worse. Little lady is not gaining weight as she should. We will take good care of her. But in the end, life is in Allah's hands. Comfort of a friend, thanks to him. No more stress for me. Like to get exalted among men, because we may never know that we'll launch a huge offensive war to take the Aghlabid realm. Because, you know, the idea of the Empire of Maghreb is one thing, but connect the two, even with a few Z-zones away, that can be doable. Now we might as well just say that if I were to live long enough, then maybe, just maybe, we could just hold the 3 kingdoms and form a new empire. Yeah, a North African empire, I can see that already. But of course, you still do not have 100% control of Maghreb. A few offensive wars wouldn't hurt. A book inspiration wants to write about stewardship. Oh, anything that has to do with stewardship is good. Sponsor that inspiration. Very competent at craft, and I'm willing to invest in that. But that sounds like a good idea. Huh? Eating too fast. At dinner today, I was too eager to eat and burnt my tongue when I tried to get into the soup. Everyone in the room looked at me, either in alarm or shaking their heads at my folly. Whatever you say. It happens to the best of us. We laughed it off. So, let's see. It's 3 holdings, and another 3. Do the math here. So that'll be 59 of those 2. And you got another one over there, which is holding 2. Take all this 3, 1, and take a little bit of that for another 3, and then we take a big chunk out of that lands that they owned from, let me see, that's from there. But it gets more numerous the further north you go. So I think it might be enough. What if I were to live long enough, once I become exalted among men, that we should be the one to forge a new empire, instead of just form the Empire of Maghreb, because which at this point is too much, and acquiring Egypt and all that. And also, if you wish, expand into Nubia to take a couple more. Adding a couple more to the realm size, and then we'll form a vassal down there. Novadia, yes. So I guess small wars will be the order of the day. Strength's inferior even when they're sticking together despite all that. And plus have a bit of desire in taking that realm, which unfortunately someone's going to be taking that in a conquest war. Because I would like to have a little bit of the Red Sea for itself because of the Pilgrim docks there. Because that would be an idea. But, oh well. So, guess that's what we're going to do in the near future. It'll be a couple of small wars to take Novatia and create a vassal down there. And also taking Ja, Ifni to there. And as well as all of this for ourselves. But again, we'll have to create newer vassals, because I do not want to hold any of these territories I plan on conquering. And maybe, should there ever be a day, and who knows when that day will come, that I will outlive him, because our alliance with the Aghlabids will end in future. Between daughter and cousin, which that cousin is him. Yeah, everybody's related to one another here. But conquering the Aghlabid realm would be granted for us, and that will make our chances to forge an entirely new empire possible. Because again, we need this, and this is doable. You do have the prestige, you do have the piety to make that happen, but the gold, well, you might as well go back to the realm wealth focus for that. Or demand whomever you know of some payments. Also, what's that? Ah, yes. Oh, wait. One thing. Hang on. We could switch to partition now. He approves. And of course you're going to have to approve because you're in prison because I say so. It'll cost you 500. So, here you go. Pass that law. Alright. That'll make our job a little easier. But I'm still going to disinherit my son in the near future. My second son, of course, because I want the next son and heir, my eldest, to be the one. Because he's married to a good woman and has a grandson with good traits, and this would secure our future of our North African Empire, as I envisioned just now. Now we have this ambition that we must connect the Maghreb to Egypt. It cannot be separated by sea zones anymore. So, that is my grand plan now. Which, to be real honest, I'm actually going to have to cut this episode short because, I don't know, because the fighting all these small offensive wars just to increase the realm size is a good idea in theory. But will it be enough to pass this time? Because sometimes I wish we could just split our armies up, but no, we have to take them on one by one. Which I believe these two first. And then another two up there. And then declare multiple ones from the Mavadia. Like, for example. I mean, sure, these all cost plenty of prestige for this. But the prestige to found a new empire is only 2,000. So you'll be fine. And you have ways to work off your stress. You're going to be doing excellent. And if for some reason that you lose some of that piety, go on a Hajj. And I will also make that vow that when the day, if it's practical, that our alliance, we would have to break up that alliance, which, of course, if you were to do that, you know what would happen. Attacking an ally would make you lose prestige, you'd lose the level of fame. Attack an ally, which would give you a big general opinion of minus 25 reduction for that. But it's still very good. Large amount of land, which I'm not gonna have that. It'll be part of the Empire, no doubt. And I don't know about the connection of the sea zones, but we'll try to make it happen. Because don't forget it'll also be connected to that. So that's going to be a rather difficult task, you know. Because we're going to make some of... I mean, you're healthier than ever. You're taking a vow of celibacy. If that's even a thing in Islam. But I'm willing to engage that. Because in our next episode, it's going to be all about territorial expansions again. Which, of course, I'm not the man that's going to lead the army. It's going to be you, son. It's about time that... Well, I don't know about that, because... See, you're not a good fighter, and you're not even a good general, because your base is too low. You're more of a man of stewardship. As with most of us Sogdians. But you've married to a good woman. Even though she's not that attracted to you. But nevertheless. So we could forget about the worries about Sahara being a possible rival to our realm. We will make small territorial gains on each side. But I think our first plan should be take the northern Nubian parts first. Take those first before they are gonna start wanting the fight of war against us to try to take that back. But I say no. That will be part of a future proposed North African Empire. But we'll see what happens here. Until the next episode. But until then, so long for now.